Welcome to the meditation of the word. We all want to be winners in life. How to win in life? That is the focus for today. I will be reading from 1 Corinthians chapter 9, 25 through 27. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last. But we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like a man running aimlessly. I do not fight like someone beating the air. No, I beat my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize. Being a Christian is not merely something that happens to you, but it is something happen in you. Christian life is becoming like Jesus, thinking like Jesus, acting like Jesus, loving like Jesus. Reaching to a destiny doesn't happen automatically. It is to be worked out. Getting passed in an exam doesn't happen just because you have enrolled in a class. You have to compete. You have to complete assignments. You have to fulfill all the requirements on time. We shouldn't say there is no point in voting, there is no point in voting, because whatever happens, happens. We know that is not true. The votes count. It helps us to elect the better candidate. Last week's sermon was about starting right. But starting right doesn't mean we also finish right. In order to finish right, we need to persevere until the end. We need to pursue toward the goal. Today we will see how we should run in such a way that we shall win in life. Driving to Florida probably takes 20 hours or more. With stopovers on the way, journey might take 2 or 3 days. But every time you arrive to a town or a city on the way, you feel better with the thought that you are getting closer, a step closer to the destination. It is the same with Christian life. You work your way toward the destination. Don't be overconfident. The journey might be rough. There could be crossroads on the way that could mislead you. Be attentive. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Philippians chapter 2:12. If you think you stand firm, be careful that you don't fall. 1 Corinthians chapter 10:12. Even Paul, such a great apostle, did not take journey lightly. He constantly disciplined himself so that he would not be disqualified for the prize. After he has challenged others, he himself should not be disqualified for the prize. That is 1 Corinthians chapter 9:27. 3 things are absolutely essential to win in life. First, running for the right reason. Everyone who runs the race does not win. Many are taking the wrong direction, some knowingly or unknowingly. Many are claiming to be busy in life, but they do not know what they are doing and where they are going, what they are striving at. I heard a basketball coach at the beginning of season parents meeting. We are not going to win any game. We are not basketball school. We are not going to win any game because we are not basketball school. You have heard it said, it's not if you win or lose, but how you play the game that is important. Who would possibly get enthused being in such a team? Life should have a purpose and meaning. Otherwise, it would be like a ship without a rudder. Too many people are running for different positions. Some run for the office of the president, some are senators, some are mayors, governors, industrialists, models, dancers, artists, athletes, entertainers. People run for a variety of reasons, some for power and some other for fame, some other for wealth and some other for influence. But Christian race is unparalleled to any other races. It takes you right into the very presence of the King of Kings and Lord of the universe. It's a life begins here and continues in eternity. No earthly reward can match this eternal glory. Therefore, we should run for the right reason. We need to set our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. We should run forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead. Press on toward the goal to win the prize. Philippians chapter 3:13. It's a grand race. It's a grand race, majestic race. What a joy and privilege it will be to run that race. Are you in that race? Look how joyful Paul was having completed his race. He says, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day. Not only to me, but also to all who have longed for his appearing. 2 Timothy 4:7. Life will be exciting when purpose is right. And it will be rewarding to see the incredible blessing it brings. Paul says, I do not run aimlessly or fight like someone beating the air. I run with purpose. I discipline my body, my life, like the athlete, training it to do what it should. 1 Corinthians 9:25-26. We should run with a purpose in order to win the prize. Like Jesus aiming at the joy that is set before him. Hebrews 12:2. Second, the fighting the right foe. One of the key elements in winning the fight is to know the enemy. During wartime, there will be spies secretly slip into enemy side to know their strengths and weaknesses. Once the enemy positions are clear, once we know the enemy positions, it becomes easy to target the right location. In verse 26 and 27, Paul makes it clear that he is not shadow boxing or running aimlessly. He aims at winning. Paul identifies two kinds of enemies that destroy life. We should be careful about that. Two kinds of enemies that destroy our life. First, the flesh, the extra body weight, the sinful entanglements. How could a runner win the race by carrying a backpack full of books? No, we have to shed the extra weight, our sinful entanglements. Athletes work hard to keep body fit. There is no shortcut to success. It's hard work. It's disciplined work. Most times our biggest enemy is not outsider. It's our own attitude, such as selfish desires, pride, arrogance, prejudice. The battle you must win is the battle within. Second enemy is the spiritual enemy, the force behind physical conflict. We always look to the other man or woman and fight with them. But Paul says our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the powers of this dark world, against the spiritual forces in the heavenly places. Spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Ephesians chapter 6:12. Which means our enemies are not those visible physical enemies, but the spirit that drives into conflict. The spirit behind what we see, the sinful nature. We can win this battle only by fighting with God. God fights with us if we place our battle in His arms, in His hands. The Bible teaches us to resist evil with good. Fight evil with our goodness. Fight back with the power of love. If your enemies are hungry, feed them. If they are thirsty, give them something to drink. For by doing this, you will heap burning coals on their heads. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Romans 12:20-21. With God, we can defeat the enemy, like the little David defeated Goliath. Point 3. Competing for the right crown. Paul says there is one race that is superior to all other races, that is running for the crown that never perishes. In Corinth, the famous Isthmian Games were like every 2 years, held in every 2 years, and the winners received a laurel wreath made of wild celery or pines, which did not last longer. Yet the athletes trained themselves for years to win that wreath that soon faded away. But imagine the imperishable crown the crown of glory that is waiting for those who successfully, faithfully complete this Christian race. How much more we should be striving daily, discipline, to win the award. If the race in Corinth, that Isthmian race, the athletes worked hard to gain that perishable crown, how much more we need to be struggling for attaining the imperishable, eternal, glorious crown. We can't be just half-hearted, drifting and freewheeling. Compete means agonize. No pain, no gain. Jesus said, if any wants to become my followers, let them deny themselves, take up their cross and follow me. Matthew 16:24. Taking up the cross means to remove extra weight, such as anger, selfish desires, and pride. Are you giving God the best? Are you running as hard as you know how? Are you backing up on God, holding back from God, running from God? Run to Him. He is worth it. Jesus says, look, I am coming soon. My reward is with me, and I will give to each person according to what they have done. Revelation 22. Derek Redmond is a British athlete and sprinter. He won gold medals in 400-meter relay at the World Championship. At the Olympic Games in Barcelona in 1992, this is what happened. He was in the 400-meter semi-final. He started well, but while he was still halfway through, 250 meters from the finish line, his hamstring tore. He hobbled to a halt and then fell to the ground. Stretcher bearers made their way over to him, but Derek refused to retire. He decided to run and finish the race. Even with extreme pain, he got up and began limping forward. Meanwhile, his father came running to assist him and said, "Son, I am here. We will run together." He held Derek up, supporting him all the way to the finish line. You can watch the video on YouTube about this. As Derek was crying and limping forward the goal, the crowd gave him a standing ovation, cheered with shouts of joy. It was a moment etched in Olympics history. He is well remembered by Olympic lovers. But the Olympic judges declared him as disqualified and listed as did not finish, because he finished the race with outside help. But our heavenly judge does not operate on the rules of this Olympics. He counts everyone a winner who finishes the race faithfully. If you just complete the race, even with limping, you will be called winner according to our loving heavenly judge. We all have a race to run. And it is not unusual that we break down, fall down and suffer in this life. But it is important that we get up from where we have fallen and continue the race. Never give up. It might be a painful, limping walk or extremely painful and sorrowful journey. We need more than a help from human father. This is not an athletic. This is not just a race. It's a journey of life. We need to trust the eternal Father. He is a loving and kind and caring Father. The Lord is close to the broken-hearted. He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. He lifts up when we are down and carries us when we are weak. He can be trusted. There is none like him. Would you remain faithful to him? May God bless you.